Hello, everybody, and welcome to the third match of the franchise fight night between the Whale Defense and the Pit. Our final matchup tonight, we have the management going against each other. And this is going to be an interesting matchup. But on the Pit side, we have Snugs as the GM, and underneath him is Novarchite and nizzlepls. With the Whale Defense, we have Dylon as the GM and BladedRaptor and Blun playing under him. And honestly, guys, these past two games, we had the Pit. They won both those games. So, I mean, I kind of want your input here, Boa. Who do you think is going to take this series?
I love Whale Defense, but going off of how dominant this defense is, or the Pit has been, I'm gonna have to go with them. I know Dallon and Bladed are going to say something to me later, but Dallon hadn't showed that magic that he had in his first franchise fight night. And I mean, Berg, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I as well, I agree on the factor. I'd like to see this Whale Defense team come out and win this last matchup, but with how the Pit has played, they could come in at 3-0. I like to vote for the underdog, but I'm going to have to agree. I'm going to be going with the Pit on this matchup.
I love it. And I was on the podcast Sunday for the pre-jump. If everybody's in here and they never heard of the podcast, make sure you guys tune in. We usually have the podcast every Sunday night at 9 o'clock Eastern in the evening. So I called this. I said it right down the line. I was going with the Pit as well. And I had them predicting as a sweep. So, I think we got all these players in, gentlemen. I think we should just get them going and get this rocking. What do you guys think?
Let's get it started.
Couldn't agree more. Ladies and gentlemen, start your engines. But yeah, I mean, looking at both rosters, you're going to have one elite player, one for Whale Defense anyway, one elite and two rivals. I'm not sure on the Pit side what it is.
A lot of good passing play and good defense coming out off the start, but I mean, out of the matchups we've seen so far, defense has been good, but it's that offensive attack that has benefited for the Pit. What is your thoughts on that, Wicked?
Yeah, I mean, this team, they have, and right here we have a pitch that's going in right in the net. Where's the defense on the side of Whale Defense? You would think that they would have some sort of kind of defense going on here, but right here you have a pitch and it's just open. It's just going right in the net. 51 miles an hour. What a way to start off for the Pit. I'm not surprised at all with the way both these, all two of these Pit teams on that franchise, the way they've been playing tonight. I mean, this last series, we had a sweep. The series before that, we had a 3-1, so I'm not surprised at all here, Boa. This is off to a good start for the Pit here as we got Hose coming up, going for a ceiling shot. nizzlepls with the pass, and it is saved away by Blun. But, I mean, you can already see right here, Boa, we're seeing a lot of offense coming on the side of the Pit.
And that's something we've seen all night from all the Pit teams. I mean, we've seen the offensive pressure coming on every single match. And I mean, looking at it, Dallon has played in all three series so far, played in the Rival and Chalet. So we're just going to have to see what he's able to cook up here, if he's able to lead his team. Because this is also Blun's second match. So, I mean, who do you think is going to be the difference maker here, Berg?
I mean, off of the first pinch goal we saw, I know Chat is voting a lot for Nizzle to do very well for this Pit team. I mean, Dylon being in all three of these matchups, he's definitely warmed up. But could he be exhausted from those first two? And could that be the downfall for this team?
Yeah, definitely. And I honestly don't think that's going to be as we have a double commit here on the side of the Pit. And can Novarchite get around it? No, he can't. That's just an open net for BladedRaptor. 2:54 left on the clock, and that's just another open net. And that's just an unfortunate turn of events for Novarchite trying to get looked like a pinch off his sidewall. I'm not 100% sure what he had thoughts there. It looked like he was about to own goal. But either way, we're tied up. And it just looks like it's evenly matched here as we have a bump coming out from Novarchite. And so from what I know of, right, we were talking about the tiers of each of these teams. You have the Whale Defense Bladed being an elite, and then Dylon and Blun being both in rival. So obviously that rival, they have synergy right there. I know on the side of the pit, there's Snugs. He's an elite. And then you have Novarchite, who's in Prospect.
He's in Prospect.
Yep.
I was just looking at it.
And Nizzle. I'm not 100% sure where Nizzle's at. I'm pretty sure you can elaborate more on that there, Boa.
Yeah, as I'm looking at it right now, like you said, Nova is in Prospect, playing really well for a Prospect player, by the way. And, I mean, what do you think? While I'm looking for a bird, how do you think that Dylon and all the rest of Well Defense need to? Do you think that they need to put more offensive pressure, like we've said for all of these Well Defense games?
I mean, offensive pressure is beneficial towards getting goals on the board. As Bladed gets a demo, but nobody's there to pick that off. I mean, offensive pressure is very good, but it's also winning those 50s, like I've said. You know, winning those 50s, keeping the ball in play for your next teammate to take can also be beneficial. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to connect there, but I would like to see a little bit of that.
Yeah, and I mean, again, right here at the beginning of the game, we're seeing a lot of offensive pressure from the pit as Well Defense here. They finally break out of defense and they start trying to set up here to maybe get a shot in to kind of take this game one, as that goes around. Looked like it went around Hose, aka Snugs. We're not going to say Hose on stream. We're going to say Snugs. His name's Snugs. You know, he changed his name up, so I don't know why he didn't keep it as Snugs here, but it's okay. As nizzlepls is looking for a pass for Snugs, and he gets a wonderful pass in front of Hose, and Hose just slams it in the net, going 82 miles an hour. What a screamer. That's a hard shot to save there, Boa.
Yeah, I do agree. And I mean, just these plays have been really good. Like we said before, our offense is coming in great. Nova with a great kickoff there to win possession. Dylon with a questionable touch, Nizzle touching it. And I was wondering why I couldn't find Nizzle's tier. I forgot that Nizzle is no longer a player. He's just an acting AGM.
That would explain a lot. BladedRaptor off of a 50, seeing if he can connect. Oh my god! Oh my god! Good defense coming out of that team. I mean, that was almost a goal. Very slow one at best, but Thrasher's going to be taking that first game. Oh my god, that could have been a tie-up for an OT.
Yeah, definitely, I agree. And I'm honestly wondering here, like, the Whale Defense, like, franchise check, hello? Like, where's the defense at right here? You know, it's a close game, but obviously you can see that the pit here have a better defensive mind than Whale Defensive themselves. And you have Nizzle here, who had MVP. He had 1 goal, 1 assist, 3 saves, 2 shots on net. You had Snugs, almost the same. Novarchite, he's showing up in a big way here, being a prospect player with 3 saves here. But I mean, it looks like a lot of people on the desk on the pre-jump that I was with shout out Boz and Rob. They had a lot of doubts for Novarchite being a prospect player, not being able to keep up with these fast-paced players on the side of Whale Defense. And I mean, you can see here the results speak for themselves.
Having more points than Dylon.
Yeah, having more points than Dylon. Somebody that's like, what, almost 2 tiers above him? That's absolutely wild. As we get into game 2 here. And Boa, I mean, what do you think that not the Orcas, my goodness. What do you think the Whale Defense needs to do here to get a game off of the pit?
Put more offensive pressure. I think that's going to be the biggest thing that they need to do. It's been the I hate to say it because it sounds like we're a broken record speaking, because they said it in every single one of these matches tonight, but it's been true for all of them. And they have a great offensive pressure in Bladed. I mean, he's grown so much in the last season. As you said on the podcast, or it was afterwards, I can't even remember.
I did say during the podcast about him being I did when I was calling this game here, Bo, and I didn't mean to take your spotlight here, Berg, but I was talking about it in the podcast. I was saying when we were talking about predictions for this game, I was saying about there's 2 elite players in this game here. You know, you have BladedRaptor on the side of wheel defense, and you have Snugs on the side of the pit as he gets a shot on net and it's saved away by none other than Bladed. But I was talking about I honestly think I see more that Snugs is a lot better of a player than Bladed, and I'm probably gonna regret saying those words. You know, me being an elite myself. Bladed, if you're watching, if you see this, please don't peek on me whenever we play against each other. I'm sorry. I'm saying sorry now, but either way, I mean, we're seeing more. It looks like a lot more bumps trying to come out on the side of wheel defense and trying to get more aggressive on offense. And Berg, what are you taking out of this game so far?
I mean, so far the pit, I mean, definitely coming out and playing. I mean, good bumps coming out of both sides. I feel mainly from this whale defense team, not able to come to benefit off of it though. But I wanted to go back towards Nizzle there. I mean, being that he is not a tier player currently, I mean, just being an AGM for the team, he's still coming out and putting good stats on for that oh my god, I'm
the whale defense
mixed up. Whale defense, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, Nizzle was on the pit. I'm so sorry. I'm correcting your correction. I'm correcting your correction.
But I mean, he's definitely showing that he's still got some talent.
Yeah, definitely talent indeed. As Bladed here, he's going to try to show some talent here. Maybe go for a flip reset, try to go for a pass. As Novarchite reads that, cuts it off, and grabs the back boost here, going for a demo. Hose completely missing the ball, which is definitely surprising here. As he has no boost, he's going to take it from his team. Good call off. Looking for a 50, and this is maybe an open net, and he flicks it up. And Nizzle, the non-tier player, getting a shot on Bladed, and this is absolutely wild as we finally have our first score of game 2 going towards the side of the pit, a little past the halfway mark of game 2. And I mean, it looks like that, Bo, I mean, you could probably agree with me that as we were talking about, yes, there should be more offensive pressure on the side of whale defense, but watching this offensive pressure change, it seems like you're trying to send the whole entire sink. Like they're sending their third man back too quick, and I mean, there's just not a lot of one person being back.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that I tried to say during some of the other matches. If they could just get good clears over that team, they could easily find the position to score. And they were finding it a little bit in the Chally game where they almost came back a couple of times. It's just the consistency seems to be the biggest problem.
I do agree there. I mean, right now it's looking like this whale defense team able to stay on the attack, keeping the ball off their side of the field. Right as I say that, though, Snugs is able to get it up and over there. Nizzle on the attack to put another shot in. Oh my god. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think if there's anything that this whale defense needs to do, it is get in the way of Nizzle. Prevent him from making big plays like that.
Yeah, and I mean, I just said it about maybe a minute and a half ago about the way Hose plays better than Bladed. I mean, that pass, and he's about to ogle, and that was a good save by Nizzle, and Nizzle just bails Snugs out, and there was a shot by Bladed. But oh my god, what an unfortunate turn of events here for the pit as the whale defense, they just took advantage of it, and that was a good placement by Bladed, good positioning by Bladed to get sink that shot in. And I mean, I got cut off by what was happening. I mean, That was just a lot going on in like 10 seconds worth of time. And I mean, as I was saying about, you know, with Snugs and Bladed, Snugs is doing a lot more of passing, as I'm gonna just take my words back, and Bladed just gets a good 50 and gives it to his teammate Blun here. And yeah, I'm just gonna shut up. I'm gonna let Boa take over. What do you like? We're tied up here with under a minute left. Do you think we're gonna have an overtime here in game 2?
I think it's definitely possible. I mean, when you saw the first game, it's not like it was a blowout, and now it's looking even closer in this one. So, what? I mean, anything can happen, as you've seen. Noble with a pass over Bladed, and you know we love to clown on Bladed, fellow media member. Dallon gets demoed after getting the 50. It's putting the middle of the field. Dallon gets another 50. That's something we've seen from both games that both series he's played in. I thought it, but his defense has been really good. So his 50s though. And if he can keep that up, I could see them definitely winning the series.
Ooh.
Looking like we are going to get an OT in this matchup. I wanted to make a point towards what we've been discussing, I feel like, in these past 3 matchups, Boa. But this whale defense, I feel like one of them might be watching the stream, because they're coming out and they're putting a little bit more on the offensive attack.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they're not stream sniping, because that's a little crazy if you're stream sniping. I mean, granted, if you're a mod, then obviously, yeah, stream snipe this. But you know, yeah, I mean, there's a big bump here from Novarchite on Bladed. Snugs is going to come in here, set something up for his teammates, as this is probably going to be an open shot, possibly, as he got bumped away. And Nizzle gets a good 50, and this is an open net opportunity, and Nizzle, please, sinking it in. He's just doing everything. This dude is absolutely out of his mind. Non-tiered player with a big 50 like that, and getting a good flick over Dylon to score that goal. And I'll tell you what, right now, ladies and gentlemen, that was a game that the whale defense needed to win. I mean, they're now they have to do a reverse sweep to win this series for bragging rights for who has the better management, who has the better players. And Boa, I mean, this is looking like another sweep, possibly, like we saw from last series.
Yeah, I do think so. When you see Nizzle coming out here with 3 goals, Snugs having 2 assists for that, and the Nova actually having assists there as well. 1 save coming out of Nova and Nizzle, and then 4 shots in total from Nizzle. But you can't deny that this well defense isn't putting pressure. I mean, in total 6 shots, the same amount as Pitt. They're just not as efficient as this Pitt management has been.
100% agree with you there, Boa. I mean, like I was saying before, it looks like this whale defense team is coming out being a bit more aggressive in this management play, this management game, but it's not enough to stop Nizzle in the pit. I mean, I know I said it before earlier in this matchup, but the whale defense team needs to stop Nizzle on that offensive attack.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's looking like the scariest player on the side of the pit, as Novarchite had a whiff, and Nizzle please coming in to clean it up, maybe setting something up for his teammates. And I mean, yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Berg, about Nizzle being an absolutely scary player on the side of the pit. And I mean, I have to give respect where respect's given. You know, the whale defense, they came out swinging the last game, and I mean, what I'd like to see more is if they want to make this reverse sweep happen, is send 2 people forward, have 1 person sit back. You know, if you pushing that third man so far up is not going to help anything at all, because it's just going to leave a counter attack opportunity and an open net shot, as you've been seeing Novarchite, the way he's been scoring these open nets. And he has a good pass to Snugs, and Snugs getting a good dunk, and Novarchite's going to take his time here. But I mean, Boa, we're seeing more of the same thing that we've been seeing this whole entire series with the management, as well as last series, is just a lot of offensive sided pressure on the side of the pit.
Yeah, I do agree, and I mean, I think that Nizzle retired too early. I'm not gonna lie. He's been out there shining. I mean, Bird. Yeah.
I 1000% agree with you on that factor. Nizzle has been, like I said, a key vital player for this pit team. But I think if this whale defense team wants to come back and get that reverse sweep, Blade, just as I am talking, Blade putting a nice ground shot towards the goal, scoring in this. I mean, I think what this whale defense team needs to do to keep on that attack is not give this pit team enough time with the ball to make a, set up for that play. Get right on them, get in their face.
Yeah, and another thing I can add to that, getting more offense is doing what Bladed just did a moment ago, where he had full control of the ball and trying to, instead of playing boomer ball, as there's almost a shot coming in from Nizzle with a boom, playing this boomer ball mindset of just banging the ball away. And you see Blun here taking control, and that's just a big thing, is just controlling the ball, like knowing when you have space. And Snugs here is going to try to take control and get a mustard. Man, we're going for musty flicks out here. We're trying to clip out here on stream, huh? That's absolutely wild of that man. And Nizzle might get a 50 here, and it's going back on the other way of the pit. But we're seeing a different change of pace here on the side of whale defense, and there's a big demo that comes out from Novarchite. And I mean, it's kind of hard to tell what's going to happen here with these. We might see a reverse sweep. We might end up seeing Game 5 overtime. Hopefully, I'd love to see that. I definitely would love to see that to end off this franchise fight night. And I hope everybody that's watching at home, everybody comfortably, I hope you guys are having a wonderful night. And I hope you guys are enjoying the games and the casting that's happening. You have two wonderful casters here. I've decided to third party with them on this final game, kind of as a little surprise to everybody.
And now we have two wonderful casters.
Yeah, I mean, we have absolutely amazing casters here to provide you guys good content. But Bo, I mean, we're coming up on almost a minute left in this game, and we might end up seeing the whale defense here take a game off the pit.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem like they're halting the defense a lot more in this game, but we could see something out of this push right now. They demo Nova. Snugs hits it, takes it. Blade is the only one back, gets bumped. Nova, oh. That could be a great pass, but Blun's able to disrupt it. This, like you said, a minute left right here, and they're gonna have to do something quick if they want to get done. I mean, I know some people want to get to bed early, some people want to keep playing. We're just gonna have to see how these teams end up at this game.
I know in those first two matches, Dylon playing in both of those, being a key player. I mean, coming out in this management team game, we haven't seen much off of Dylon. I really thought he was going to be a key player in this matchup. Nizzle with a shot on goal, tying this up with 34 seconds left.
Yeah, I mean, as you were saying there, Berg, about Dylon playing all 3 games here, you would think that he's all warmed up, ready to go, with all these games that he's been playing. And, I mean, it looks like hasn't really been a key factor for this whale defense team being warmed up the way he is. And there's a big demo coming out from Nizzle as nobody else. And, I mean, this is looking a little scary here, being on the side of the whale defense as they're threatening a sweep here, as this ball's popped up. 2 are going up for it. Novarchite, he's absolutely missing. This is an open net, and nobody wanted to shoot the ball. And there's a big whifty that just comes out, and this is absolutely getting crazy. Oh my goodness, what a save by Nizzle. And the ball's gonna drop. We have overtime here in game 3, and Boa, who do you think's gonna take this game?
I think they just have too much momentum to give it up right now. I think it's gonna have to be the pit management. Also, because I called it the sweep.
I mean, I have to stick with you on that. I have to go with the sweep from the pit, but with how this whale defense team has been coming out and playing differently this last match, they could possibly come out and start up that reverse sweep that Wicked was talking about.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was absolutely close. And yeah, I mean, it's looking like it might not end up. I mean, looks like the whale defense need to get their footing here on offense as they have an opportunity here. They're low on boost, and there's a shot double tap, and BladedRaptor sinking it in, stopping the sweep from the pit. And what a shot by Bladed! And I mean, it was just perfectly placed. Nizzle tried his best there with very minimal boost, and it looks like the side of the pit were just starved. And what a win by the whale defense here. They definitely needed this, and I would love to see them come out here and get these last 2 games in and possibly do a reverse sweep. As much as I don't want to see that happen because of my prediction from Sunday and my prediction here tonight, I would love this. And I mean, there's a possibility here that the pit might have a full sweep on franchise fight night on all the games played tonight, but we'll see what happens. I mean, Bo, what's your take on this?
I honestly think that there's 2 possibilities here. I think they're either gonna go towards the reverse sweep. Well, I mean, there's seeing as how next game decides it, or it's gonna be a gentleman's sweep. And I think that it's leaning more towards the gentleman's sweep side. What about you, Berg?
I mean, I'd like to stick with my word on the pit winning this, but I'm gonna go back to what I've said in previous castings. I do like to vote for the underdogs, and I would love to see this whale defense come out and do a reverse sweep on this pit team.
Yeah, and you're talking about these underdogs. I'm always about an underdog story, but what's absolutely crazy as Blun here is just, wow, what a way to start off game 4 here is Blun. He's just doing everything. Good kickoff 50. He's waiting there patiently with little boost, and he didn't use it all. You don't need boost to score goals here in Rocket League, ladies and gentlemen. Who needs it? 0 boost what? I mean, that's a good way to start off this game 4, 4 seconds in. And I mean, it's I'm hoping that the pit here, if they want to do what they need to do, they're not getting in their heads or, you know, trying to think like, oh yeah, we got this in the bag, you know. But it looks like they're trying to sit down and be humble here as this ball's coming on the side of the whale defense, and Nizzle's going to try to read Bladed here as Bladed just gets it around him. And now we're seeing the same thing we've been seeing is the pit trying to put more offensive pressure and trying to develop stuff to happen. And what is Starks doing right now? This man's out here trying to do some free play moves, and yeah, I mean, Bo, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, we might end up seeing that reverse sweep.
I mean, anything's a possibility. We don't know until last match is played. Last second is till the ball hits the ground, really. But it's gonna be hard. They are coming here with a lot of forward momentum just because that game, but there is a double commit right there. Bad spot. Nugs up in the air. Bladed's back. Whoop. Oh, goes for the soft touches. Unable to score. But I mean, I feel like that's gonna be the 2 people it's gonna come down to. The way Nizzle and Snug play. Bladed, of course, has been that difference maker on the whale defense side. So I think if they can kind of facilitate him more, that's going to completely change how the game ends up.
Oh, a good save coming out of Bladed. Like you were saying, definitely a key player there. I almost thought that was going to be buried from the pit to tie it up, but Bladed was just there for a perfect save. Able to clear that out back towards the pit side of the field. Novarchite there to kind of keep that momentum stopped, but Blun is there to keep it going. Dylon off the side going towards mid, but Snugs is there to kind of keep that down. Blun off the backboard. Can anybody connect? No. as Snugs and Nizzle were both up there for that save. Nuzzle's going up to cook yet again, but Blade is there to kind of shut him down, like I was talking about before. I mean, it's definitely what they need to do. I don't know if you still feel the same, Wicked, but shutting down Nizzle on that offensive play, it has to be what's keeping them alive.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, you have Hose right here that Snugs. I'm sorry, Snugs here with a good shot and a good pass by Novarchite, and we have a tie game yet again. I mean, you can't just focus here on Nizzle on offense. You got to focus on Novarchite and even Snugs, because Snugs is absolutely even dangerous in himself on offense. As Novarchite here has no boost, he's going to bang the ball away, try to get a 50 here. BladedRaptor reads that easily. He's going to try to set something up. One thing I have to take note here, Bo and Berg, is I've noticed the way Whale Defense have changed up the way they've been playing. I said it before that they need to start sending one person up and one person back, as Bladed gets a good shot around Novarchite. And we have a game. It's 2-1 right now on the side of the Whale Defense. One thing I noticed was Bladed, he sits back. He kind of just lets Dylon and Blun go up forward, and he kind of waits to see what happens, and he kind of plays that third man role for any mistakes that come upon his teammates. And it seems to be working out, as Blun gets a screamer of a shot, and they just got a security goal with 1:47 seconds left here, Boa.
Yeah, I mean, what a good shot right there from Blun. Pass from Dylon. And we're going to have to see a change up here. It seems like they're getting reversed on that offensive pressure. So they're either going to have to turn up the heat again, get used to how they were playing earlier, or they're going to have to play a little bit more defensively, kind of stay back just a hair. I mean, that's about all I could say right now. Because, I mean, we know that this team can compete. That's all we just bump there to make the play, and that's all we need to see. A minute and 20 seconds, anything can happen with a great pass by Snugs.
Oh no!
Wow.
That was a very unfortunate to happen for that Whale Defense team. Blun bumping, I believe that was Dylon off of it. Dylon staying on that attack to put it mid, but Nizzle there to pop it up. Almost over Bladed, but still able to keep that in play. I noticed what you were saying there, Wicked, with Bladed playing back on that third. I mean, he's a safe bet to put towards that third man. He's a great defensive player, also great on the attack after Blun and Dylon are there to set him up.
Yeah, definitely, and it's even the smartest thing, especially being like the highest tier player on the squad. It's just the smarter option to do is he might have an opportunity here, runs out of boost, and this is probably going to be a counterattack opportunity on the side of the pit, and there's a big double grab that's missed by Nizzle, and I thought he was about to score that the way he's been shooting tonight, and it just unfortunately goes off the post, and now they're starting to panic here, and I mean, man, that was so close, and it was definitely needed, as he's up again and tries to get a setup pass or even a shot. Novarchite, we have 10 seconds left here to see what the pick can do. They're down with goal. Hose trying to set up, and almost a shot going in and gets saved by Blun. Snugs is going to try to set something up again, has Novarchite ready, and he gets bumped off, and ladies and gentlemen, we are going into game 5 of the management franchise fight night between the Whale Defense and the Pit. And Boa, I mean, we were talking about it these past couple games, and we got this game 5, and it looks like the Whale Defense decided to wake up and come out and play some Rocket League.
Wake up. They started a whole shift. They didn't just wake up. I mean,
oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, they're out here putting the work in. Dylon's still at the bottom of the scoreboard, but Blun putting in work. That that screamer of a shot, and also that kickoff goal that really started everything. Without that, it really would have been difficult for them. But you can't dismay Nova going in there as a prospect and going and being at the top of the leaderboard for his team. How do you think that this Pitt team needs to change for them to be able to win, Berg?
I mean, I know we keep coming back to it. I mean, saying that Nizzle has been a key player for this Pitt team offensively, but like Wicked said, with Snugs and Novarchite, I mean, definitely still being able to be offensively there. As Snugs puts that towards the corner, this could be an attack for them off the backboard. Nobody there is Bladed puts that back over towards Nizzle, who's going to go off the sidewall, but Blun is there to meet him. Dylon playing that slow as Snugs tried to go for the attack, and Dylon putting a shot in. I mean, I know we were saying he hasn't been there on the board much for this Whale defense team, but he's showing that you can't count him out.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the man's all warmed up tonight. He's finally showing up in a big way here in this game, in this series. As he gets a goal up, putting this team up 1-0. And I mean, in my opinion, with the Pitt trying to win this game, I know Bo said something, asked you about that, but to put my input in, I'd love to see them start demoing, like try to get these demos like off ball rotation, you know, like leaving the ball, leaving the play, getting these demos, especially getting them on Bladed, you know, take out the biggest threat. I mean, he might not be a super big threat because you got Dylon and you got Blun who are threats in themselves, as Bladed puts a shot on net. And that's definitely threatening, and it looks like the Pitt are just lost in the sauce and not knowing what's going on here. And Bladed, he's out on a mission to prevent a full franchise sweep here on Franchise Fight Night here, Boa.
But they have been throwing for content. That's the question here.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're seeing Nova playing really good, especially, I hate to say it, for a prospect, keeping up with two rivals, an elite.
Ooh.
God. Well played shot by Dylon, right where nobody could reach it. And Dylon's making me eat my words, I won't lie. But what do you think they need to do? Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I was just going to say I agree with you 100%. I mean, Dylon coming out and making both of us eat our words. I know we said he's been in all these matchups, and this management game, he hasn't so far been able to put up points, but he's coming in on this game 5 and showing that he's still much of a threat. As Bladed is going to save that off the backboard, but Nova is there. Oh, a good pinch putting that back towards the other side, but it looks like Nizzle is there almost a second earlier. And I think Bladed could have had another shot. As Dylon puts it in another time.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dylon has showed up in a big way. This man, not even halfway through the game, he has a hat trick. That's his third goal of this game in game 5. And Boa, I have to agree with you, man. It just seems like they were talking about it before they came out and played. They're like, you know what? Let's let the Pitt. Let's give them confidence. Let's let them win these first 2 games. We'll take it from there after that. We want a reverse sweep here on stream for content. As Nizzle gets a shot on net, and it's just a good save by Blun. And I mean, man, they're trying to do. They are giving us good content here. I didn't think we would get a game 5 out of this, especially the way the Pitt came out slinging.
Yeah,
swinging. You know, they were swinging a bat. Almost looking like Negan out there with Lucille. But yeah, even looking at this, it's like it doesn't even look like the Pitt wants to score any goals. The way, I mean, that ball was just floating on the side of the Whale defense, and nothing wanted to go in.
I do agree, and I mean, it's just crazy the turnaround these teams have had. Really big difference maker coming out of Dylon, and also Bladed for the series has made a huge turnaround for the team, keeping them in there. But Dylon in this game has looked like high caliber. I mean, like a 50.
Oh my goodness.
God.
Good lord.
Oh my God, this whale defense team. I have to agree with both of you on the factor. I think they decided in this matchup, you know, let's give this pit hope, and let's just take it right away from them.
Some pity.
Look, I'll tell you what right now. If for some reason, and oh my gosh, I was just about to say it, and there's a good save there by Novarchite, but
Brazil?
look, I'm about to get into that. All right. One thing that's going to really be a good factor of, oh yeah, we're doing this for content, is if they get these two goals here with a minute coming, you know, a minute coming up left in the game. If they get these first two goals, what makes you think that they might well, never mind, I ain't gonna even say what I was gonna say. I was gonna say what makes you say that they won't just try to turn that ball around an own goal for a Brazil? You know what I mean? Like, that would have been so cringe and so funny at the same time. But Ho's here preventing that own goal from happening as he gets a goal on himself. And I mean, I believe we have a minute left in this game. I believe that they can score 4 goals in a minute. I mean, come on, guys. Well, defense, if you guys are watching this, I'm going 4 times first, please. We want to see this game go over to overtime. Oh, that's a big save by Snugs.
Oh, wait. Blun's in the air. He's up. He passes it straight to Bladed, and it's in. 1 goal away.
Oh my gosh. We might see a Brazil.
I was just about to say, I agree with you, Bo, on that factor. I think they said, you know what, we're gonna let toxic commentator. I think we're gonna let. I think this whale defense team came out and said, you know what, we're gonna let Snugs get 1 in, and then we're going for that Brazil.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen, we have been getting stream sniped by Bladed this whole entire time. They call me a toxic commentator in chat, and oh man, this has been a really a fun series to watch. And I mean, we're coming down with the final 10 seconds, and I want to see. Let's just see this Brazil. Come on, let's go. I want to see an own goal. Let's see this big own goal. And we are not going to get the Brazil here, but I mean, giving round of applause to whale defense coming out with a reverse sweep, and preventing a full entire sweep on franchise fight night on the side of the pit. Well done by all the teams that played here tonight. And
Speaking
Boa, go ahead, man. Take it away.
So, I know we forgot to do it at the time, but what do y'all think? Or who do y'all think? I know Wicked was watching most of the matches anyway, so who do you think were the MVPs of the first series with Rival?
Oh, I mean, thinking
It had
back,
to be Jay.
I would have to agree. I would have to second you on that. I do think that subbing him in and coming out and turning around from that first game, he definitely did a lot for this pit team. I'm trying to think back towards the Chally matchup. I'm not sure who I would put MVP on that, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think I'm going to go with Isaac. I know you might agree with me on that, Boa, but as a sub, he came out, he put his all on the pitch, and he definitely did a lot.
Yeah, I will agree. I mean, he was out there putting in the work that he needed to, and it showed. It definitely did. And then, Wicked, you can actually chime in with this one. Who do you think was the MVP of the management series?
The management series?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's hard to choose. I mean, if I had to pick, I would definitely pick Bladed here. I mean, Blade. It seems like he wanted to changed some stuff up. Granted he was stream sniping and he probably heard the my thoughts of what they should do to change it up, and seems like he decided to hear me out. Thank you for listening to my coaching session there, Mr. Bladed. So I think I have to give it to Bladed because just the simple fact that he helped bring his team back together. He came up with a plan where he decided to put himself as a third man and help his team out when they needed it the most. And I mean, even so, like sometimes that's even hard in itself because you have a lot riding on your shoulder as a third man. Helping push that ball, keeping that ball in play, and even trying to set like a shot in for yourself and get the ball, in the net. So I have to give the MVP for the management game to Bladed there for his efforts and to helping his team get to where they needed to be and end up preventing a sweep from the side of the pit.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I mean, you could also go with Dylon, really, or even Nizzle. I mean, although he didn't win,
Yes.
he was out there putting in work as a retired player. Needs to get back on the sticks.
I completely agree with you there, Bo, on the factor of, I mean, you could definitely go with Nizzle. I do agree with you, Wicked. Bladed did come out and he turned his team around, but I'm gonna have to go with Dylon. I mean, in those last two games, I mean, I know I know Bladed was stream sniping and he probably let Dylon hear it. He said, "Hey, these casters, they're kind of dogging on you right now." And Dylon decided, you know what? I'm gonna show them what's up. So I think MVP wise, I'm gonna have to go with Dylon.
Mm-hmm. But I will say, we do have a surprise joining us. If you can guess who it's gonna be.
Oh boy, let me guess. Is it yep, it's definitely that man.
We have
Honestly, before we let this man speak, I have to say that everybody's MVP out of this franchise fight night tonight. I mean, everybody decided to take time on their off days to come and play some Rocket League for everybody here in RC, and we definitely appreciate every single player that came out and played tonight in these games, and they were definitely a really good series. And I mean, well, ladies and gentlemen, we have none other than Mr. BladedRaptor here on the desk. And Bladed, go ahead and take it away.
What can I say? What can I say? Huge shout out to everyone who participated. Yada yada. Great night. It was fun. Gotta give a shout out to my two guys, Blun and Dylon. Although we were underranked a little bit from the sheets, two of them played hell of a series. Just because I was getting yelled at, Blun, my MVP personally, screaming at us in VC, from him and Dylon missing an open net to screaming at me scoring an open net, my MVP of the series.
And Blade, I just want to know, what were the comms like after those first two games that made y'all really turn it around?
Honestly, we were never negative. We were always just like right there. Whether we were losing physically on the score, we always felt there mentally, and we never felt behind from game 1 and 2. And then once we took game 3, we know we had the series.
And were you in here stream sniping?
You mean me specifically, or do you mean my team?
Your team.
My team, yes. Me, no. We were being told by someone whose name starts with B and ends in Lun. I'm not gonna name any names, but
does it rhyme with run?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about fun?
I'm not naming any names, but said person was being like, "Oh, Bladed's getting yelled at by the commentators. Dylon, you're getting yelled at by the commentators." Like,
I
we
knew
knew like
somebody-
we're getting called out. We had to step up. So we.
I knew somebody was feeding Dylon. I knew
Yeah.
in those last two games he stepped
Dylon
up.
turned it up. 100%.
No, it was just the last game.
Just that last game. He definitely put up a lot.
Oh yeah, he had a hat trick himself within the first 2 minutes.
I wanted to before we end tonight, I wanted to throw on a second question for you, Bladed, off of Boa's question for you. But in those first 3 games, being down and out, seeing that sweep coming from the pit, what was your guys' thoughts towards what you needed to do to prevent that from happening?
I mean, honestly, being one of the higher end players, I knew I kind of needed to play the best role I can to help our team succeed. Um, so although each game 1 through 4 was a 1 goal game, I kind of started to play a little more defensive and let the two of them cook, and
So
so they did. Um, them
you
being on a
used
team
that.
together this season,
That's what I was
huge.
about to say.
They had
You used that
chemistry.
team chemistry.
100%. Yeah, the first 2 games, I was like, "Oh, I'm just the best guy here. Let me take the ball." And then the third set of the games 3, 4, and 5. Excuse me. Um, they kind of did their thing. Blun got MVP in game 4, I believe, and Dallin put up a hat trick in game 5. So me being third man, letting them do their thing, definitely helped us win and be
Good
more
call.
successful.
That you're straight up answering my second question I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask in that last couple of games with your team. I mean, playing that third man out, playing more defensively. If that was something you guys discussed as a plan of attack, letting Blun and Dylon cook more, kind of sitting back, being able to be that safe third man. But I think you basically just answered my question for me.
Yeah. Personally, I don't think it was anything we discussed specifically. It was just more in like my mindset. I was like, "Hey, these guys already playing a team together. Let them do their thing." And then I was just the ball came to me as third man, and I handled business when it needed to be held.
All right, well, guys, I think unless y'all have anything else, we're about ready to close it off.
Yeah, I don't have anything else.
I'm all good. I just want to say thank you to everybody that came out to watch. Thank you, Bladed, and everybody that came to play. It was a fantastic night. I mean, a lot of OTs that I was hoping for, and everybody put their all on the pitch.
Yeah.
Boa, I will close this out here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming out and watching Franchise Fight Night. It was fun. Make sure you guys come and tune in tomorrow night. We have 2 matchups, and me and Boa will be the ones casting these matchups. So make sure you guys come out tomorrow night and watch these amazing matchups. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been fine. It's been fun. And I hope you all have a good rest of your night and good luck on your matches tomorrow night.